work out and get healthy. And since we're already knee-deep into January, many of us are already being tempted by the allure of the couch potato life to give up those new goals and lounge around in our comfy blankets and pajamas. And yeah, as a weeb myself, I get it. Why go to the gym when you can stay home and watch VTubers, catch up on your gaming backlog, or roll for your wife? But what if I told you there are ways that you can learn to enjoy working out that actually work? I'm not pulling this out of my ass either. These are genuine strategies that work for me personally and genuinely changed my life in past years. It's been over half a decade since I learned to love working out as someone who used to groan at the thought of moving a muscle. So if I can help inspire even one person to try, then my job here is done. Look, I get it. Starting to work out is intimidating. There's a lot of truth in the fact that exercise can change your life. Exercise helps release serotonin, which helps regulate your mood and leaves you feeling satisfied, even if it might be difficult to start. In contrast, gacha pulls, which are so easy to swipe, release dopamine, which might still be a happy chemical, but leaves you wanting more and never quite satisfied. It's the same reason why you end up scrolling on social media and an hour later realize you are still scrolling. Which, heck, you might be doing right now. It is scientifically proven that as much as we might hate getting started, exercise leaves us feeling satisfied and content, and it's been proven to improve our health in so many other ways. Add the mental benefits on top, and once you get over that initial slump and establish a habit, you're much more likely to continue that habit and notice improvements in your health and mood over time. But building a habit around something insufferable that we dread every single day, for most of us, that feels impossible. So a key component is finding ways to make it fun, and then it becomes something you look forward to every day. Don't just do the workouts that everyone tells you should do. Find something unique and fun that works for you. Some people thrive at the gym. Some people thrive in competitive sports. Some of us, gym class was a nightmare and we swore off anything involving muscles only to realize years later that, life caught up with us and we feel like shit. And instead of making it hard by forcing ourselves to do things we hate, why not spice it up and find ways that even we can learn to love exercise? So as someone who's been there, here are my top 10 ways to get fit in the new year, even if you're a lazy weeb. Maybe they'll work for you, maybe they won't, but it never hurts to try. So let's start with the most simple. You don't need any money or literally any equipment to give this one a try. Moving your body to anime or game music. The easiest way to get started working out if you're a weeb who hates working out is to set aside even 5 minutes a day to just move your body to music that you know and love. This can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. The most obvious would be learning dances from your favorite idol, VTuber, or Vocaloid songs if you're a dancer, or even making your own choreography to songs that don't have any. But if you're not a dancer like me, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Every song has a beat, so use that as a base to get yourself moving. Whatever moving means for you. Use the pulse of your favorite boss fight to fuel a run on a treadmill. Do jumping jacks, push-ups, or squats to the beat of your favorite anime opening song. Try holding a plank for an entire verse. Go jogging to your favorite final boss theme. There are infinite possibilities. Feeling up to a challenge? Create your own exercise routine and mix up a bunch of different types of reps. Sure, you might look kind of stupid or feel kind of silly, but the reality is even doing something this small can be a good cardio, and if you let it, can become a small fun thing to look forward to each day. It also takes no money at all, and if you have a device where you can watch this video, you already have everything you need. You don't need a lot of space either, since you can just use a small hallway or take your music outside. It might sound small, but starting with even a few minutes each day is a great way to start a habit, or even repeat a few times a day, and before you know it, you're getting more cardio than you ever thought would be possible. There's a reason games like Just Dance are so popular and still made to this day. Moving your body to music is fun, addictive, and will improve your mood over time. Want to upgrade to something a bit more rewarding and ready to invest? Let's start small with hula hooping to your favorite song. Hula hooping to your favorite song is peak exercise. And I know I may sound crazy, but hear me out. Hula hoops may have a surprisingly high skill wall until you can learn to keep the hoop up easily, but once you get it, you can keep that thing going for ages. I would know. I once hooped on stream for 69 minutes straight. You can also keep it as simple or as challenging as you'd like. Get a children's hula hoop for a lightweight, beginner-friendly experience, or get a spiked weighted hula hoop for a challenge if you really want an abdominal workout. Hula hooping is simple enough that you can do it while listening to music, watching an episode of your favorite anime, watching VTubers, anything really, as long as, you don't need to reach anything with your arms or the hoop will smack it. Eventually, once your stamina increases, you can mostly ignore it while getting a passive workout. And if you do fun things while hooping, it feels much less like an invasion of your time. What I enjoyed doing was playing 15-minute extended versions of my favorite OST songs, like Gyarados Valley works quite nicely, and slowly add in our more light choreography to make time fly by, or putting on an episode of an anime, and at the commercial break, swapping which direction the hula hoop spun to get an even workout. The major downside of hooping, however, is that it does require quite a bit of space, or you'll, smack things with the hoop, which is kinda not ideal, and it does take a certain amount of coordination to keep the hoop up, so it may not be something that clicks for everyone. If you have a bit more space and want to invest in something a bit more substantial, or if you have easy access to a gym and want a way to make it fun, you can try exercise bike while gaming. We all have our gaming backlogs or our gacha dailies. Instead of having those compete for our time with exercise, why not combine them? If you have the space to get an exercise bike or don't mind playing handheld mode while using a bike at the gym, you can bike while playing your favorite games and do both at once. I particularly love biking while playing long RPGs, and even have specific games that I'd only play when working out to motivate me to work out longer when I got to good parts. I have around 300 hours into 3 houses on my Switch cleared exclusively while biking. The best part about most exercise bikes too is that you can change the difficulty and resistance to suit your needs. And some bikes are even automated and will move for you, so you just sit back and focus on gaming while the machine moves your legs. But be warned, you will feel the burn. Even if you think it's a more passive workout, your legs are still moving. This can be a bit tricky depending on the game or console, as you will need to have your hands free, so you need to engage your abdomen a bit more to balance. But I personally see this as a bonus, since you're also working out your abs and posture. I personally prefer this to be an every other day kind of workout because I tend to binge for long amounts of time, say 2 hours or more, and then my legs desperately need a break the next day. But if you do this in small amounts daily, while doing something like gacha dailies, it could be an excellent daily workout as well, and easy to work into your routine if you're already used to making time for said dailies. Now, you can just grind IRL while grinding in-game. Exercise rhythm games have always been kind of an odd case when it comes to working out. At beginner difficulties, you won't really feel any workout benefits, but once you get to the more challenging difficulties, they can easily become surprisingly intense. Beat Saber is no exception, and as you approach more challenging songs, you'll need to engage your entire body, slashing, ducking, and dodging to your favorite songs. There are tons of sources to download new songs as well, so there are songs for just about anyone. However, as much as Beat Saber can be fun, there are a few major downsides to this option when looking into new workouts to pick up. The first is that it requires a full VR setup, which is a huge cost sink if you don't have one already. Furthermore, many people are prone to VR sickness, and while I do feel Beat Saber is low risk for VR sickness compared to games where you're walking around, if you're susceptible, you aren't really gonna want to work out and challenge yourself physically when you feel like you're gonna puke. The other downside? The classic downside of rhythm games. At the highest difficulties. Instead of focusing on moving your body in ways that benefit it, you begin to risk repetitive motion injuries or falling into habits that earn you high scores while minimizing actual movement since you need to move so quickly between hits. However, if you have a VR headset already and play with the intent of optimizing the workout your body receives instead of optimizing the highest score, it can be an excellent workout. It's a really fun addition to your day. There are plenty more VR workout games as well, and even exercise worlds in VR chat to explore if you invest in the headset. But I haven't tried any of them personally, so it's hard to comment on them directly. But if you already have a headset, definitely consider checking them out, especially if you have friends in VR willing to join you for a workout so you can keep each other accountable. My personal favorite rhythm game for working out is StepMania. StepMania is an open source game that anyone can modify, adding UI skins, characters, songs, pretty much anything you'd like. To use it as an actual workout, you will need a USB dance pad, which luckily aren't too expensive, but not so luckily do tend to take a lot of space and break quite easily, unless you get a hard mat, which are expensive and take even more space. StepMania is unique because unlike the best known dance pad game, DDR, the song libraries are all fan-generated, so you aren't limited to a single song library. If you're looking for ideas, the Otaku's Dream Packs are a classic, or you can check out Wailery's Hololive Packs. I've played a number of them on stream and can vouch they're super fun and have a number of songs that work well playing on dance pad. The best part about about StepMania is that you can actually customize the maps for songs as well, or make your own songs if no one's made it yet. If you have a friend over, you can even add a player too if you have a spare dance pad. Like Beat Saber, the earlier difficulties won't be much of a workout, but once you get up to standard or above, the game will keep you moving decently enough that it serves as a more intense workout than you'd initially think. However, if you play frequently, you'll likely begin to burn through cheap mats since they get damaged relatively easily. You'll also want to be careful, especially if using a soft mat, about playing levels that are too challenging or fast, as the soft mats can be known to slide around on the floor, which can cause you to fall and injure yourself, or even worse, miss a note and ruin your perfect combo. It's also not necessarily the thing you want to be playing if you live on an upper floor of an apartment building, because your neighbors will complain about the herd of elephants upstairs. Want a game that's a bit more apartment friendly? Burn Your Fat With Me is a game that's kind of like a hybrid between a dating sim and a workout game. It's available on any mobile device. If you live in an apartment and have to be conscious of noise and just want something that gives you exercise feedback on a low budget without your neighbors cursing you day and night, it's a good enough choice. The game isn't very complex, but it is enough to get you started if you need something easy and approachable as a jumping point. The game largely focuses on sit-ups, a pretty intense workout that doesn't make much noise, but does get quite repetitive and dull when you aren't really doing anything else. But if you travel a lot, since all you need is a phone and it doesn't make much noise, it's great to take with you anywhere. There's a waifu version and a husbando version, so you've got your options depending which you'd like. This game didn't personally work for me since I found the attitudes of the characters a bit too tropey and at times off-putting entirely. But if you need a workout game that gives you external feedback of some sort and story progression motivates you, it's one of the cheapest options out there. Since it does stick to mostly, or only, I don't know, I dropped it kind of early, sit-ups, you will want to be extremely careful with your posture, since doing sit-ups incorrectly can actually cause a number of problems, with pulled muscles or neck strain being some of the most common. And word of advice, if you're playing this game, if you're playing on a hard floor, get a yoga mat. For the love of God, get a yoga mat! I did not get a yoga mat playing this on a hard floor and learned the hard way what a butt berry is. So just trust me and get a damn yoga mat! Yeah, sure, you won't have problems if you just get good and do the sit-ups properly, but trust me, it is not worth the risk. Have you ever seen the people at anime conventions or online swinging around light sticks and cheering wildly as their Oshi sings? Or even recording synchronized choreographed videos online? Welcome to Wotagei. If you're a longtime idol or VTuber fan, you may be familiar with Wotagei as one of the ultimate ways to cheer for your Oshi. But did you know that it's also an intense workout? Usually recorded at night so you can see the patterns made by the light sticks or done at concerts. Wotagei is a dance done while holding light sticks. And it might look simple, but getting the movements precise and clean can be a lot more challenging than it looks. And when executed well, it takes a lot of skill and stamina. And with such a wide, sweeping arm movement, you will want to stretch your body first or have fun with pulled muscles. Don't be deceived. Wotagei is a full body workout. Much like other intense workouts, it's pretty normal to be sore at first until your body gets used to it. But over time, it'll become easier. And once you learn the basics, you can adapt it to pretty much any song you'd like. Though Wotagei requires light sticks. If you don't have any and just want to get the exercise benefits, there's nothing stopping you from holding similar shaped items at home to get started and give it a try. There are plenty of introduction videos online that can teach you how. Try holding a hairbrush, a toilet paper roll, a remote control, I don't know, whatever else you have handy, and see if it's something you enjoy. Having fun? You can order light sticks online, and in some cities even find local Wotagei communities to practice together. There are even a bunch of standard chants that you can learn as well if you really want to get into it, which can help you crank up that energy to the max. And you can practice and cheer while watching your favorite VTuber concerts or karaoke streams. Ring Fit has probably one of the larger bars of entry on this list, but if you have a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2 and have the money to grab the game and Ring Con set, Ring Fit is an excellent full-body workout, with a rather long story mode to keep you engaged for the long term. The difficulty settings are quite generous as well, providing fitting workouts to everyone from beginners to people with established workout routines looking for something new. It also has a special setting for people in apartment buildings, where you can do partial squats instead of running, in case you're worried about making noise for people in floors below you. Ring Fit also has accessibility settings that you can adapt in case you have any limitations, and the ring resistance can be calibrated to your own strength, making it a workout that adapts to you personally without having to go to the gym or hire a personal trainer. You also slowly unlock new routines and can customize the game to your preference, choosing a nice balanced workout each day. or even choosing specific areas of the body to focus on at a time. The in-game guides for each workout are quite useful as well for learning how to do the repetitions, but the downside of doing it without a trainer is that it is still possible to pick up bad habits and strain your muscles without realizing. Ring Fit was personally a game changer for me, and if you can afford it, it's easily one of my top recommendations. Clearing and progressing through the story motivated me more than any previous workout routines had, and this game quickly became one of my most played games on my Switch. Some of the boss fights honestly kicked my butt, but I never felt like it left me too sore to the point that I wanted to quit. Rather, it provided a great challenge to encourage me to constantly push my limits. I do recommend, however, taking it slow instead of jumping to the hardest difficulty available, because levels already will leave you winded if you aren't used to working out. This game is intense and no joke at harder difficulties, but does a great job of easing in beginners and is easily worth the cost, providing a full-body workout experience that I would genuinely put on par with fitness classes without having to deal with the awkward social aspects if you're like me and would rather die than have anyone watch you work out. I'd say out of everything on the list, Ring Fit is the closest experience to a traditional workout routine, while gamifying it in a way that makes it much more approachable to us weebs. Want more after you complete the game? Many people have made similar full-body workouts, like the Saitama workout inspired by Saitama from One Punch Man, though admittedly that one's a bit intense, that you can follow to be like your favorite anime characters. Don't have the money to buy Ring Fit? Here's a bit of a hack. You honestly don't need to. If you don't require the in-game feedback, you can buy yourself a Pilates ring. Open up a VTuber playthrough and play along yourself. The RingCon is essentially a glorified Pilates ring with in-game feedback, so you'll have pretty much the same experience as long as you genuinely put your all into it and work out alongside your Oshi and don't slack off or half-ass the movements. If you're someone who requires something like body doubling, or simply just feel less lonely working out alongside someone else but don't have a workout buddy, finding VTuber workouts to follow can be a great way to fill that gap while working on your own fitness, because sometimes trying new things is a lot less intimidating when we aren't on our own, especially if it's something we know we need to do but really don't want to. The best part is that VTuber workout streams aren't limited to Ring Fit. Other common workout streams are Just Dance, Miku Boxing, Treadmill Zatsu streams, or even traditional workouts. Heck, are you a VTuber? You can even host your own workout streams. You don't even need a 3D model. Most of the early VTuber workout streams simply use live 2D models while the VTuber chats and works out. You can even be a PNG! If you really want full 3D tracking and have a lot of space but a lower budget, there are a lot of webcam tracking solutions available as well, and you can make a free model using Vroid. It isn't perfect, but it can be a great stepping stone to have fun with. Encourage your community to work out with you, and everyone can get healthy together. As for my top workout recommendation, I made an entire review video about fitness boxing featuring Hatsune Miku before the game was even out in English, and at this point I've played it for hundreds of days. If you're like me, and as soon as you miss a single day of a routine, you're likely to fall out of the habit completely, this game is incredible, as one song in particular has you throwing almost 600 punches in under 5 minutes, which is a great way to make sure you don't break the daily habit on days where you have very little time. For just one single song, you can get away with playing without stretching if you're really crunched for time. But if you're doing a proper daily workout of 15 minutes or more, especially on the heavyweight difficulty, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of not skipping your stretches or you will feel like you got beat up by Miku herself. I underestimated this game the first time I played it, and it took days for the pain to subside. And based on feedback I heard from many other VTubers, I wasn't alone. Because you're constantly shifting your weight on your feet as well, the game isn't just a nice arm workout, but a good cardio routine. There are a number of modes in Miku Boxing, ranging from single songs to full planned workouts, and a huge selection of music, keeping things fresh, so that despite the minimal variety in terms of movement types, things never get dull or boring. Because of it being so accessible on busy days, out of every workout routine I've ever tried, this is the one where I'm least likely to break a streak. Since the game can be played on Nintendo Switch in either dock or handheld mode, if you put it on a table with a kickstand, this game is also excellent if you tend to travel a lot, since you can always take it with you wherever you go. Though you are shifting your weight a lot, you aren't running or jumping, so unless you have super squeaky floorboards, it's not too bad if you're on the upper floor of an apartment with jumps being quite minimal. If the cost isn't an issue and you have a Switch, I'd definitely give this one a try. And if you want to experiment before you buy it, you can play along to one of my stream VODs and see what you think. And if you want to grab a copy, consider buying it from PlayAsia using the link in the description. Using my link helps support the channel, and you can use code Obakepam for 6% off. Obviously, what exercise is best is going to vary from person to person, and there are plenty more options out there. For some of you, maybe a traditional gym is the best approach. But for those of you like me, who may be averse to classic forms of exercise and might want something a bit more private and adapted so it's actually fun, I hope this helped give you any potential ideas to try. Or maybe you found other ways. Hell, I've even seen people raid in Final Fantasy XIV using a dance mat or modify Mario Kart so it's played by pedaling on an exercise bike. Have you tried any of these ideas or know any other workouts that work for you personally? Let me know in the comments and let's share ideas. Who knows? Maybe if something seems really exciting, I might even try it on stream. And if you want to see more videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more!